And things do go wrong with brokerage companies. Hi everyone, so today I'm going to discuss the different places to buy, sell, and hold your stock market investments. Some of these are for US citizens, so that will be different for the rest of us. But whether you are in the USA or somewhere else, I'll give you some options. Now, in my last video, I went over Robinhood and why I don't think this is the best brokerage account. So go back and watch that if you are a Robinhood person. Webull is pretty much the exact same, except I just don't know the management team there. The Robinhood management team, well, they make me squirm. Essentially, the issues with these newer brokerage apps are, well, one, they don't give you access to international markets, and two, they are startup businesses, still working out the ins and outs of the industry. Newer brokerage companies are inherently riskier than established brokerage companies. So what is the best option? Well, I think it's actually a good idea to have 2 or even 3 brokerage accounts. Even if something goes wrong with one of them, well, you don't have all your money tied up in just a single place. Just like we wouldn't invest our entire life savings into one stock, I wouldn't invest my entire life savings into one brokerage account either. And things do go wrong with brokerage companies. 3 years ago, with some of my friends and family in Australia, they found out their brokerage company was over-leveraged and they got into financial trouble. Apparently, they were using clients' funds to invest in stocks and making these risky trades. It was all very illegal and the company went into liquidation. Now, money was guaranteed by the government, but it has been 3 years and no one has seen any money. Plus, all the liquidation and legal fees are going to be taken out of the pool of funds, so there is no way they are getting back the same amount as they put in. Now, of course, this event is unlikely, but it is avoidable by using good brokerage companies. So, let me decide what I think are the most important criteria for evaluating a good brokerage company, and then we'll go check out the brokerage companies. So the first thing we want to look for are just low fees. We want our costs to be as low as possible. Now, I want you to remember this. Please use limit orders when buying. So a limit order is you setting the price that you want to pay, and when someone wants to sell at that price, well, the broker matches you together. If you use a market order or any of the others, you are going to get hit with hidden fees. Look, it's difficult to explain, but it is how Robinhood and Webull and all those other free brokerage accounts make their money. You are getting a slightly worse deal than if you were to use just a limit order. Honestly, if you are only making one investment a month, then it's probably not a big deal, but market orders can kill day traders, which I advise not to be a day trader anyway, so look, low fees are important. Access to international markets. There are so many good companies in the world and so many opportunities. Sticking to one particular country, even if that is the United States, just limits your potential investment options dramatically. Japan, Australia, United Kingdom, Europe, Hong Kong, Singapore. There are many great companies out there in different parts of the world. And for me, this is important as I have invested all over the world. Number 3, they have to be insured. If something does go wrong, well, I want to hopefully get most of my money back. All the brokerage accounts that I'm looking at today, they are insured. Number 4 is access. And you might not be an American, so you won't have access to all of these brokerage accounts that I list today. If you're like me and live in a country outside of America, well, this is obviously very important. Number 5 is longevity. See, I want the brokerage company to have been around for decades. They've gone through some good times, some bad times, and refined their operations so things work. So here on the screen is my research into the most popular of the brokerage accounts. So Robinhood and Webull, now their fees are technically 0 on limit orders, but remember, free isn't exactly free. So look at my previous video to understand why free isn't exactly free. They don't give you international market access. Yes, they're insured. Look, you can only access these if you're American anyway. The longevity, well, they haven't been around for very long at all. So look, score's going to be pretty low here. Then we have Saxo Bank. Now, the transaction fees here they're a little bit higher than the rest. So that's definitely a bit of a negative for them. They mostly give you access to international markets. They don't give you access to Turkey. There are some obscure countries that they don't quite give you access to, which is a bit of a pity, but most of the big markets you get access to. Yes, they're insured. And if you want to get access to Saxo Bank, if you're in most of the first world countries in the world, you'll be able to get access. I know that if you're from maybe an obscure country like, I don't know, something in Africa or somewhere like that, you're probably not going to get access, but most countries and most people in the world are covered by Saxo Bank, and they've been around for decades, which is great. Then we look at TD Ameritrade. So look, they actually have 0 transaction fees as well, but the fees are really high for if you're not American. So just be careful there. Now, they don't give you access to international markets, which is a problem. They are insured. Most people in America, Americans can get this, but it's primarily Americans. I think Canadians can get it. I think English people can get it. But it's definitely not worldwide access to TD Ameritrade. The longevity is also strong as well. Then we have Interactive Brokers. Their transaction fees are low. They're not 0, but they are low. They've also just cut their monthly fees. So it used to be if you didn't have up to $100,000 in your account, that hit you with $10 a month, but they've just removed that, which is great. So that helps newer investors start using the platform. They give you access to international markets just like Saxo Bank would. You don't get access to like Turkey and things like that, but most of the big economies, they're insured. You can get access from pretty much every country in the world. I think North Korea and stuff like that, maybe Syria. At the moment, you can't get access to Interactive Brokers, but most countries you can get access, which is great. And they've been around since the 70s. So they've been around for a long time as well. The next brokerage account that I looked at was etoro. Now, etoro is a little bit different because it's a bit more of a social brokerage account platform where you can actually share what your portfolio looks like and what investments you've been making and your performance and things like that. And you can share that with other etoro people. It's a pretty interesting idea, and maybe you have, I don't know, someone that you follow and they might have an etoro account and you can sort of see what they've been up to and follow along. I think that's pretty cool. Now, they don't give you access to international markets, which sucks. They are insured, of course. Most countries can get access to etoro, which is pretty great. They haven't been around for as long. I think it's been around 10 years now, but it's definitely not as long term. They haven't been around for as long as a lot of those other more established brokerage accounts. But interesting company, etoro. Next one I looked at was Fidelity. They give you access to most international markets, which was great, but this is USA only, but they have been around for a long time, which is good. Charles Schwab, exactly the same. They give you access to international markets, but again, just for the Americans out there, and they've also been around for a long time. So Interactive Brokers is the clear winner in my eyes. It is the brokerage account that I use because fees are low, I can invest mostly all over the world, and they have been around for a long time. Having the no monthly fee for accounts under $100,000 has now made them the clear winner. This has only happened in the past few months. Now, there is a link in my description and you can go and play around with a demo account. Yes, it is an affiliate link, which I would appreciate you using. I'm only recommending it because they are, I think, the best and I personally use them. For me, Saxo Bank is my second account. They're okay, good as my backup account. There's a link in the description for them as well. Now, the reason I use Saxo Bank is because I'm not American. But if I was American, I would still use Interactive Brokers and my second account would probably be Fidelity or Charles Schwab, depending on which one gives me access to something like Turkey. I have a feeling they both do. Access to international markets is very important to me, and I wouldn't get an account unless I have this. Now, check out my other Interactive Brokers and Saxo Bank videos for demos on how to use the platforms if you are wanting to see how it all works. And if you do actually get any value out of this video, make sure to hit the like button for me so I can get some feedback, and I'll see you in the next video.